Hey Dolly friends, today I'm doing a little tutorial on how to make hair bows with a little bit of hair in it for your Reborn doll. So Reborn doll hair, even though we as artists seal it on the inside with lots and lots of glue, it's still very, very delicate. And one of the things that you can do to help you hold on to that hair that your artist has spent so much time on is to use a leave-in conditioner. This is just human leave-in conditioner. And I've filled this half with water and half with leave-in conditioner. And you want to do this about once a month, maybe slightly more often if you are changing your doll often or positioning or holding your doll often, or if you live in a dry climate. That's going to help preserve your hair. But another way that's going to help preserve your hair is to actually not use hair bows like this, where you're actually clipping into the hair. And not doing things like ponytails and pigtails. And we all love those things with our dolls, but they are ways that you can damage the hair and break the hair. And of course, once that hair is gone, it is not coming back. It's not like a human baby. So I want to show you how to do this. So these are for a customer who I already sent her doll with a couple of magnetic hair bows, and she loved it so much she wanted a bunch of different colors. So these I just purchased off of Amazon, and they already have the bow and they already have the clip, but they don't sit the way you want them to. Let's see. Let's bring you up over here. So if you have magnets in your doll's head, it would sit like this, and that's not the way you want it. You want it to sit up like this, and the hair coming out of it like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I hope I can show you how to do that. So first of all, you'll notice with each of these, there's a felt circle that helps keep all the pieces of the petal together. Because we want it to sit up like this, what we're going to do is we're going to cut we're going to cut right along here, and we're also going to be ending up cutting off some of the petals so that we only have half of the hair bow. So I will do that and then come back. So I'm just going to flip it over and just pull back that part right there and cut off that white felt circle as close as I can to the hard part of the barrette. And then you'll notice that you'll probably have some, little pieces like that that are kind of hanging off. And I'm just going to trim that off. Anything that's... And of course, Murphy's Law, anytime you're doing something on camera, it's not gonna work. There we go. And what that's going to do is it's going to still make us look like we have a full bow, but actually we just have very little right here. And that will allow the bow to sit on the head like this. Because when with that stiff piece of felt, it actually won't do that. And now if you have if you're doing two little matching hair bows, I would suggest that you make sure that the clippy part right here is opposite, not going the same direction like this, but the opposite. So I'm going to cut off, since I have the top of this one, I'm going to cut off the top of this one. All right, so I've cut off all the excess, and you notice that the flowers themselves really don't look all that different. When it comes to how much I cut off, it's really not a whole lot. It's just I want to get rid of that stiff felt part so that the hair will lay the way I want it to, and yet still the flower is going to look nice and full. All right, for this next part, you are going to need some scissors. And since I do this a lot, I have hair cutting scissors. That works best for me. I would not use the same type of scissors. And then you need some mohair. So mohair you can get from any Reborn supply company. Bountiful Baby, McPherson's, Dolls by Sandy, Irresistibles. They're all going to sell Reborn doll hair. And of course you want to match the hair to your doll. In this case, this is the hair I used to root this doll. It's black hair, and we are going to cut some pieces. And while we're cutting our pieces, over here, I have my hot glue gun warming up. So that's the next step you want to do, is turn on that hot glue gun and get it all nice and hot for the next few steps. Oh, and you're also going to need some small magnets. Let me get this to show you the size that you're going to use. So something like these. I'm not going to actually attach these because I don't know which way I put in the magnets for the customer. I'm going to just send these along and she's going to do it herself. But you can kind of see the size that we're going for. And I'll show you where and how to attach the magnets. I just won't actually be doing that in this video. So get your stuff ready for the next step and then I'll be back. Now there's some different ways that you can cut your mohair. I decided, since I'm doing a bunch of these, I'm taking my full piece of mohair, then I'm folding it in half and cutting it, and then folding it in half again and cutting it, because I want the most that I can. Now you'll notice when you do that is you have kind of two types of ends. You have the natural end of the mohair and the cut end of the mohair. So if you're doing this, you want the cut edge of the mohair to be down and the uncut edge to be up at the top. And if you happen to have, like over here, these are some pieces that have two cut ends, two ends that are straight. So I'm going to have to kind of trim that myself. If you're not trying to get the most mohair or cuts you can out of mohair, the other thing you can do is, you can actually clip it into the little clip. And when you like what it looks like, you just flip it around and then you just cut it right there, which is what I'm going to do for this last one, because it's only one. I'm just trying to pull everything, all the fabric out of the way that's left. And just like that. And there we go. Now I'm going to, of course, we've got a little loop here, so I'm just going to do, and this is just, whatever your aesthetic is. I'm just going to do some trimming and fixing there to make it a little more realistic, and till I'm ready for the glue, which is my next step. Alrighty, so I've got all my hair clipped into the clip, and now I'm going to use a hot glue gun just to secure that hair. And I'm not going to actually attach the magnets, but I'm going to show you how I would attach the magnets if I were going to do that. So, got my hot glue gun here. I'm actually going to start with this yellow one right here. I hope you can see this pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it like this, and I'm going to lift up the clip part, just like that. And I am going to stick a bunch of glue in there, and then just close it like that. So all that hair is going to be glued in here. It's going to be glued shut. And I'm just going to use my finger, it's kind of hot to maybe spread that around a little bit. There we go. I've got the hot glue all over my hands. Now I'm not putting a magnet on these because I don't know what direction the magnet was in the doll's hair, so I'm actually having the customer do that. But if I were to do that, this is how I would do it. I would put the magnet, I would glue the magnet like so. See, that way it's going to connect like that to the magnet, and so it will stand up when you put it on the head. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial on how to make magnetic stand-up hair bows for your Reborn doll. TTFN, ta-ta for now.